there anything else in Father Adam? Is there anything else in the tabernacle, even though there's still Jesus and God in there?
Great question. The tabernacle is a place where we only reserve the Blessed Sacrament. So, in our tabernacle, what that looks like is typically the 2 or 3 ciborium. We have the 2 that are stacked up that are always in there, with the low gluten host on the bottom, and then our regular host on top. And if we're way over on the host we consecrated because Mass attendance was extremely low or something, then we have a third one on top of that. And we also have the Luna, which is what we put inside of the monstrance for the sake of exposition of the Blessed Sacrament for adoration. But other than that, there's nothing else in the tabernacle.
Hey, Father Adam, why did Jesus turn water into wine?
Great question. And to go into all of it would take a very long time. But in short, it's our Lord's first miracle that he works at Cana. We get that in John's Gospel. And what's beautiful is it's John's Gospel that lets us know that Jesus did 3 years of public ministry. His first Passover of the public ministry is this beautiful miracle. It's a prefiguring of the gift of the Eucharist. His second one is the multiplication of the loaves, the bread of life discourse. And his third Passover is the Last Supper. And so our Lord is preparing us to receive the gift of the Eucharist and just to get us ready for grace. All grace flows from the Mass, which is where we get the Eucharist, and it's much better than we can ever hope for, if we can ever hope to anticipate or desire. I think it's a very brief summary of why that miracle is so important and why our Lord chooses to begin it that way because of Mary's intercession.
Father Adam, why did Adam not tell Eve not to eat the fruit?
Very good question. We don't know. We know that Adam was probably a little bit scared. Adam wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. One of his jobs was to protect and defend the garden. That includes his bride, Eve. But we're not sure exactly what was going on, but we know that he failed to do what God had asked him to do, and that's what led sin into the world.
Hey, Father Adam, how is the wafer made? How does the wafer turn into Jesus?
2 good questions. The wafer, the host, is just a piece of wheat bread, and so it's made like any other bread. They've got small little stamps. A lot of religious communities make these, a lot of sisters in particular. Put the wheat, the water, whatever else they put inside of the midst of it, put it together, and they bake it in an oven. It's like you would any type of bread, but obviously much more simple and quick because of its size. And so the wafer or the host turns into the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus, the same way that that happens in every sacrament or that the miracle is taking place. Is that as a priest, when I do things that I've been commissioned to do, such as celebrating Mass, hearing confessions, baptizing people, I speak in the first person. I baptize, or this is my body, or I absolve. In that moment, Jesus is speaking through me. So just like at the Last Supper, when he said, "This is my body, this is my blood," he would have been holding the Eucharist himself. He would have been holding himself at that moment. And so Jesus is the one that works the miracle through the priest when we say the words at institution and we have the right things, such as the wheat bread and the grape wine with a little bit of water in it.
Hey, Father Adam, why is it so important when you drop the host?
I'm guessing in this question that it's why is it so important that we take care of the host when we drop it? It's because it's the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord. We want to make sure that we pick up that host itself before anybody steps on it, and then I usually consume it whenever that happens. And we also want to look on the floor or wherever else it may have dropped or touched to make sure that there are no particles, because the smallest particle of every host or the smallest drop of the precious blood is the entirety of our Eucharistic Lord. It's want to make sure that we're treating it with the utmost respect. Our Lord in his humility, knowing that this would happen from time to time, still takes on the appearance of bread and wine, but we have to do our best to take care of it. And when an accident like that happens, we have to make sure that we go out of our way to protect our Lord as best we can.
Hey, Father Adam, I wonder what God says after we say a prayer.
That's a wonderful question, and that's a great thing to ponder. I don't know definitively, but I'm sure that it's something along the lines of love and appreciation for us spending time with him, of us talking to him, letting him know what's going on inside of our heart, or letting him know what's going on inside of the lives of the people around us. And if the answer is yes, then he would say something that would help that move into that direction. If the answer is no or not yet, then I guess he's speaking some of that into existence, so to speak. But it's a beautiful thing for us to contemplate how God perceives our prayers, and just like any good loving parent, the joy that he has whenever we spend that time with.
Hey, Father Adam, what does the bread taste like?
So the host, the bread, It tastes like a cheap piece of bread, cheap little cracker. Nothing too crazy, doesn't have much flavor at all. Very, very simple, very, very humble, which of course is how our Lord comes to us.
Hey, Father, why is the Eucharist so special?
This is maybe the most important question that we have in the world. The Eucharist is so special because it's the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord Jesus Christ. And so he's truly, really present in the gift of the Eucharist. And Vatican II teaches us very clearly the Eucharist is the source and summit of our faith. You hear me say that from time to time in my homilies, that every grace, every good thing, everything that we do in this world that is in any level of cooperation with God, the grace flows from the gift of the Eucharist, and everything we do in the world is meant to lead us back to the Eucharist. It's a great thing in which we circle around to, or the thing that we come to get rejuvenated, to go out in the world to fulfill the mission that God has given to us. Everything we do, we should do through the lens of, is it helping me be prepared to receive the Eucharist, or is this a worthy way of spending my life after having received the Eucharist?